What's up, guys? Devin Zander here with my co-host.
Clayton Johnson.
We're the motherfucking
Rowdy boys.
so true. Yes, we are. Guys, as you can see, setup's a little different today. I am on the east coast of Florida because Florida is getting totally butt fucked by a hurricane right now, and not in the good way. Okay, sometimes there's situations where getting butt fucked is a good thing. This time it's not. Sorry, Clayton told me I need to be rowdier. He's like, step up the rowdiness. Anyways, you guys aren't interested in that. So here's what we're going to talk about today. Talking about how to make more money with your emails by increasing deliverability and 6 strategies that we use to increase deliverability at our other company, Scub. All right. So context. Back in June, we got butt fucked actually by something else, which was our active campaign account getting hacked. It appears that it happened to a lot of active campaign accounts, but essentially they hacked into the account and sent a bunch of spam emails. When that happened, all of our emails started hitting the spam because we had like hundreds, or maybe even thousands of people report our messages as spam. So everything was hitting the spam folder, not even promotions.
So to
spam.
clarify, so people understand that someone got into active campaign, not even just your account. It happened to multiple active campaign accounts, and they sent out an email that says, "Hey, this is from you have a package from DHL or something,
Yep.
or for FedEx," and it
Yep.
was pretty clearly
they said send us like 5 Bitcoin to get your package. And dude, you know what the fucked up part is?
They sent it from your email address.
Yep, they sent it as us. And I don't know how it happened. I did confirm that it happened to like at least 4 other people that I know, because I had in the fast forward mastermind that I'm in, I talked to someone else who had it happen to them. And then Thrive Themes, which is like one of our competitors at Scub, who they sell Shopify themes and stuff. They had the same exact email sent out from their email address too. So it was either like a data leak or Active Campaign's API got hacked. I don't know what it was. Active Campaign refused to take responsibility. I'm like, well, clearly it was something on your guys' end if it happened to multiple fucking people, but whatever. Active Campaign's still great. I still love working with them, so I don't want to, badmouth them at all. But the point is like shit can happen, man. Like you can lose email deliverability overnight, even if you're practicing safe, wearing condoms and stuff when you're sending emails. But we, Clayton and myself have been hard at work over the past few months, like trying to figure it out with our marketing team. We've got some really cool solutions that we want to share with you guys today. We're hitting basically the inbox with every single email we sent. We're not hitting updates. We're not hitting promotion tab. We're not hitting social. We're hitting their actual inbox using a few tools as well as just like smart sending practices. And this is really important. Like even if you're not having email deliverability issues, I think it's really good to do everything we mentioned today. I would say about 80% of it is free to do. And the things that do cost you money aren't very expensive. It's like $25 a month per email. And what's great about this is you're kind of future proofing. So we're going to share with you a strategy that will allow you to like be ready in case one of your emails get banned. We want to ensure that you always have backup emails that you can use. And like even if your deliverability is pretty good right now, maybe it improves a little bit, and that little improvement can be like a massive increase in revenue for you guys. So sorry, I talked a lot. Clayton, you ready to get fucking rowdy, baby?
Yes,
Where
sir.
should we begin?
Well, dude, I was gonna say that in addition to that, I mean, if you are a Rowdy Boys listener, like the likelihood of you getting a huge email list, even if it's not huge today, is very high, right?
Oh yeah,
Keep listening
so true.
to the pod.
All Rowdy Boys listeners.
You're gonna have a big ass email list, and while we big proponents of text, as you should be doing SMS, email is still a massive player in it. And so if email is a big driver of your marketing, you got to make sure that that engine is running smooth. And especially when you have a big list, a small percentage of improvement can make big increases in revenue. So that's why like this is so massively important. But yeah, bro, let's get it kicked off. Let's first off start off with like talking about how you may want to have multiple email addresses or even multiple domains ready, and like how you would think about getting those ready.
Dude, so this is like so massive, honestly. Because when we got hacked or whatever, we didn't have a backup email address. And that means you have to start from fucking scratch. And warming up an email can take like 1 to 2 months. So obviously in the marketing world, shit moves quick, right? So you really want to have an email ready to go at any time. Like even going 7 days without the hitting the inbox. Like, dude, if you're doing over $100,000 a month in revenue from email, right? I mean, that's like $25,000 lost every 7 days. Obviously, it won't be that bad because some of the people, even if you're hitting spam, some people will still get it in their inbox. Like your best customers who open every email you send will probably still get shit in their inbox. But what about the rest of them? So like you're gonna need a huge drop in revenue. So it's important now. I will never again live in a world where I do not have multiple email domains. It is on the domain level. So you're going to need separate domains. And I'll show you guys our strategy for that in a second. This is going to be our first Rowdy Boys episode with screen share. So if you're not listening on Spotify, if you're not listening on YouTube, let's say you're on Apple Podcast or something where you can't see our screen, go check out the YouTube channel so you can see everything we're going to share with you today because it's super valuable shit. But you're going to want a bunch of different domains. And a few things that I learned over the past few months is not all domains are made equal. So like .co domains and .io domains, they literally don't get as good of deliverability as a .com domain. So I would really, number one, be looking for a .com, .net, or .org domain. And then another thing is I would go out and I would buy domains if I were the listeners, specifically based off of their age. Okay. You don't want to make a new domain. So we have like scup.co, I think, and that's a brand new domain. It had never been registered before. And sometimes like these really obscure niche domains that people are getting have never been registered before. And that's not good. You want to hire or you want to buy a domain that is old. Like we're using smartapps.com right now to send emails. Well, some of our emails are going through that. And it's a 23-year-old domain. Like it's been around for a long time. And what that means is that emails have been sent from it before, which is really good stuff. And what we do is then we start warming those up. You're going to buy a few of them. Like right now, we have 3 or 4 that we're warming up. We use a tool, guys, called MailReach.com. Geez, now I'm like forgetting it. I'm going to pull it up. But we're using a tool called MailReach.com. Yeah, that's it. So it's actually MailReach.co. And I'll share my screen with you guys so we can check it out. Clayton, do you have anything to add to that while I pull this shit up?
Yeah. MailReach.co probably doesn't have good deliverability because it's a .co. They should probably change it.
I'm sure they're doing fine.
Dude, I was going to say, like, while you're talking about having different domains, this is something that we did as well at my last company, because we wanted to protect the main domain. So our core root domain, we have a lot of sales reps that are sending emails from it. And we have a lot of support people sending it, like there's support tickets coming in. And like, we have to make sure that when we're sending those emails, like from our support reps and stuff, that those emails are actually getting through. And if anything happens to our root domain because we did some marketing or even someone messed with our marketing, like happened in the case of Scup, like those emails are still protected. So we stopped sending marketing emails from our core domain and sent it from a very similar. We registered our brand plus marketing.com. So it's not optimal because it was a new domain, but whatever.
It's so good. Like it doesn't having a new domain isn't, it's just like it saves you a little bit of time. That's all,
Yeah.
But it'll work fine no matter what.
Yeah, we started sending all the marketing emails from that because look, man, when you have a list of like 400,000 people and you're emailing them, like you're literally sending millions of emails a month. Shit, you might even be sending millions of emails per week. The likelihood that it's gonna be hitting fake inboxes or getting hit, some people like don't like it, spam or they forgot they signed up. If we ever have to burn that domain, it's better to burn that domain versus having your main root core domain burned. So I highly suggest if you're sending marketing emails from your core domain, very much consider getting a secondary domain to send from just for future protection.
Yeah, and think of it like what a lot of people do if they sell in scammy niches too. There's like ClickBank vendors that do this and stuff like that, but they have like rotators for their merchant processing too to like load balance chargebacks. It's
Yeah.
kind of like the same principle as that. You can load balance your spam complaints. So the percentage will be the same probably, but you're going to have less per email. So
Yeah.
I've always felt a little weird about that because I'm like, well, your spam rate still technically it should still be the same because
Well, you
it goes
shouldn't.
off a percentage, but you have less overall spam complaints too.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, it has a lot to do with how you actually collect the email addresses. It has a lot to do with the content that you're actually sending out. And dude, I want to advocate for only having people on the list that want to be on the list,
oh
only
yeah,
like sending out good
huge.
content. But I want to make that clear because these are basics that people skip over. But at the same time, you got to mitigate risks in other ways in addition to those core basics.
Yes, sir. All right, so guys, what we're looking at right now is the MailReach dashboard right here. So as you can see, we currently have 4 emails. This smartapps.1, smartapps.com one, devin@smartapps.com. This is like the hack domain. So if we take a look in here, we can see the deliverability is just shit. All this red is like spam. And it was worse than this. Like you
Oof.
can, yeah, it was a lot worse than this before. But as you can see, like this is like a percentage wise, right? Like almost 50% of emails are hitting spam. This is really bad. And we have 441 in inbox and then some in categories like promotions and stuff. So
Yeah.
mostly hitting the spam. Shit got real nasty here. It was bad. But what you do, guys, is you just like when you buy your domains or whatever, you want them to be warming as well. You want to use a mail warming or an email warming service. And this is MailReach that we're using. So what they do is you hook up your email here, and then it literally just starts having conversations with other people via your email address. And this is huge because this is what Google wants to see. This is what like Yahoo, this is what all the email platforms want to see is people having real conversations. And if they know that you have real conversations with people and you're not just spamming and all that shit, you're much more likely to hit the inbox for everyone. And there's a lot of tools that we use outside of this as well that improve deliverability, but this is like the main one. You really need to be warming your emails. And this is the most important thing is you want it to happen always. You don't want to just like use this for 30 days and then you're like, okay, I'm good to go. I warmed it up. Everything, I have a 100% now, like we do right here. You want to always be warming it because guess what? If you don't keep doing it and you keep sending emails that people aren't responding to, the ratio is going to get all fucked, all out of whack, and then you're going to start hitting the promotions again. So right now, like
So
we're
can
using
you
what's up?
describe can you describe exactly what this tool does? I mean, you said it does
Yeah.
starts conversations, but I kind of was able to see what that actually means. I mean, it actually
I mean, we could
sends
even like go into my email and take a look, right? Like
yeah,
right here. So I'm using it to warm up this. I'll blur all that out. But essentially what it does is like it emails other people using the service like this, right?
yeah,
And so this is all automated and it just says like, hi, hope everything's all right. I would like to brainstorm about how we can blah, blah, blah. It's just like they're stupid emails, but it just has these conversations. So we can look right here. Like someone emailed me using the platform and then the software recognizes it because it has these little codes at the bottom that it
yeah,
searches for. And it also adds a label, which is to follow. These are labels that it adds to the email automatically. And then, it sends a reply from my email and stuff like that. So nice, easy, super simple to do. Yeah, I mean, and that's really all it does is it just does this over and over and over. On the other emails, I'm able to like archive them and hide them, but for some reason I can't get it to work on this email. So it's like constant. This is like, this isn't my main email, so I'm not using it a ton anyways, but it's like it's always totally spammed. And yeah, if we look like right here too, and this is something that we're going to talk about a little bit more, but this is the email that we're currently using like a lot right now. And it's just constantly improving. And we did some other really sick like ninja hacks to our email stuff that Clayton will talk about in a little bit, that as you can see, like we're basically only hitting the inbox now. For a little while there, we were hitting the categories quite a bit. So, landing in promotions or updates and things like that. But we're really starting to minimize that and not really any spam at all. We get like one email landing in the spam every now and then, but as time goes by, this is still like a fresh domain. We just started using this like 60-ish days ago. and it's already starting to perform really well. And then we've got like our backup domains. We have 2 backup domains currently that we're not using. Now I am considering, like, I think I was considering the strategy you mentioned earlier, Clayton, which is like starting to load balance these. So what I was considering is for our like automations and our active campaign, having that use these emails, right? Or something like that. So we'll see. But if we look in these, we can see we're getting like 100% inboxing, perfect deliverability. And that's what we want it to be like. So now if anything happens to our main email, there is like a caveat here. So if we were to switch to this email right now, the deliverability wouldn't be as good as the content@scup.net email, even though it looks better. And that's just because we haven't mass blasted from these yet, right? Like every little thing matters. And since these aren't used to sending massive volume, then once that does happen, it's not going to be as good. So that's why we're not using these, even though it shows that they're perfect deliverability. But give it a couple weeks and it would catch up to where the other email address is too. And so that's really like it for MailReach. It's really simple to use. I like it. I've tried a lot of them. Like, you don't have to use this one. There's like Lemlist, there's Mailwarm. I think Lemlist was like the original. I used that like 2 years ago, and it was the first time I ever heard of an email warmer service. There's a ton of them. Pick out whichever one works for you. There's tons of different price ranges and all that. I actually picked this one because it integrated with it had a really good integration with SendGrid, but then we ended up not using SendGrid anyways, and we just stuck with ActiveCampaign. So, I really don't have like strong attachments to this particular software. I just know for our purpose, like, we were already using it and it works pretty well. So pretty happy with it.
Hey, quick question, man. We kind of jumped into this, but do you have any thoughts or opinions on the SPF records or DKIM or anything? Did you do anything with that?
Yeah, I mean, we just set it up to make sure it's there. There you got your SPF, your DKIM, your DMARC. DMARC is like the least important one, where it's not needed, but you're really going to want to have the other two. And it's different depending on which platforms you're using and stuff. So I would just Google it. But yeah, I mean, it's good to have it set up. And like, if you look in here too, you get more details here. So we can go to show, and we can look at this, and we could go to checks, and it'll kind of show you everything that was good. So like, we could see that this domain is 4 years old. We started 2 months ago. So like I said, we started using this about 60 days ago. Your domain extension is okay. And what that means is we're using like a good top level domain, which is .net, .com, .org, so on. Our domain's in one blacklist. Like this, it's probably this one. UCP Protect 3. So yeah. So SPF check is good, DKIM is good, and DMARC is good. So just having all those, like, this, like, that's like the very basics. You want to make sure you got all those done.
We didn't mention this yet, but I mean, so we're talking about this in the context of sending out emails, like marketing emails, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that I found, I don't have it easily available, but between the email providers, so for instance, like MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, Aweber, there's a difference in the deliverability between them. And if I could find the source, I'll put it there after the podcast. But I found this graph of a test that someone did, and basically, like, if you're using MailChimp, while it's like the biggest provider, and I do love MailChimp, it's cool. Like almost 100% of the emails that they were sending from there were landing in promotions. And we use ActiveCampaign right now, and ActiveCampaign was pretty good about not landing in promotions. Now, this is highly dependent on the email content that you send and whatnot, but in terms of like a provider, at the provider level, there's also going to be a factor there that you're going to want to consider. I know that you looked into, getting a specific IP to send from, a unique IP, because you're going to be on a pool if you use one of the main providers.
And that's probably why MailChimp is so bad too. Or like, I mean, their delivery is not bad, right? It's not, as long as it's not hitting spam, it's better than nothing. But it's like, since they have the most users, they probably have the most people on shared IPs, so.
Yep. So I think that's
But
another factor that you should consider is like
yeah,
who are you sending the emails through? And if you're on MailChimp and you're like a serious marketer, it might be a good consideration to move over to an active campaign, for example.
yeah, Active Campaign, Pardot, ConvertKit, like those all have really good deliverability as far as I know. And we're not using a custom IP at Active Campaign right now. We can they actually don't they will give you your own custom IP, but what they will not let you do is use your own SMTP, which I was a little upset about. That's a bit more advanced, but like my goal was to use SendGrid's SMTP relay and send our Active Campaign emails through SendGrid and just use Active Campaign's interface as like our
Yeah.
our email home and just like really take advantage of their CRM aspects. But
Yep.
it didn't work out, and I'm pretty pleased with how things are right now. As long as we're hitting the inbox, having your own SMTP or your own custom IP. I talked to Active Campaign about it, and they really only recommend doing it if you have more than 100,000 contacts that you're emailing. Like right now at Scup, we have about 70,000. Last I saw inside of our stuff, but we're not even emailing that many
Soon to
people
be
at
well
once.
over 100K.
Yeah, but because of like segmenting and stuff, we're not even emailing that many people at once. So they said
Yeah.
it would not have been. That's actually why we didn't use the custom IP, is because they just said that it would actually hurt our deliverability compared to the shared IPs.
Interesting.
Because if your IP isn't sending out a lot of volume, it actually looks worse, I guess, and you need to have a heavy volume, which is why shared IPs can actually be beneficial if everybody on the IP is practicing like good practices. You know what I'm saying?
It's
So that's some
interesting.
interesting stuff that I learned. And then we did like some other basic stuff to the emails that I don't know if it helped, but I can pull it up while you're sharing your tools, which is just that snippet at the bottom of the emails. We got the idea from Troy Erickson, but we can't necessarily tell if it helps yet or not. But all that being said, I
Yeah, I
think
know. Explain that. I think that's actually really
well,
fascinating.
I'll pull it up. Let's get through that at the end. After
Okay.
we go through the litmus, because we got send check it now, which
Yeah, yeah.
I think you're gonna take over for, baby.
Yeah, yeah. Let me share my screen. Let me know if you can see it.
Yes, sir. I see it.
Okay, so check this out. This is pretty valuable, and this is called sendcheckit.com. It's an email subject line tester. We got to give props to Steven Summers, the man, coming through, showing me this tool. And okay, so here's the thing, guys. Look, there's a million like subject line testers out there, and I was like, yeah, whatever. But I did some experiments with this, and what I did is we just recently set up a new autoresponder at Roseanne, and I wanted to make sure that all the emails were hitting the inbox. So when I wrote the emails and then I put them all through here, and I got like 95% of our emails to hit the inbox. So what this does is it allows you to just see if any of the words are, you're going to trigger like a spam filter or a promotions tab filter. It'll give you suggestions. So Devin, let's just show them like right now. Like,
Let's do it,
give me
baby.
give me a subject line, or like maybe
All
give me
right.
something kind of spammy or kind of.
Just do how to make $100,000 with ecom, and then put an exclamation point at the end.
All right, check this out. Okay, so here's what we did. I put this in here. Oh man, we got an
my
A.
God.
Okay, so look, it's pretty good. So let's actually look. I'm gonna take you through the suggestions and we'll kind of break it down a little bit. So first thing is like what I try to do is it'll give you a score and a point score. So I try to get all of them to be a letter A. So because like between like 95 or 94, maybe like 90 points or something and a higher, it's an A. You can get it up to like an A plus, I believe, but I try to make sure everything was an A. So anyway, here's what we got. 94 points, it's an A. Scannability is higher than 5. So basically what this is saying is like you got to make your subject line really easy to read. So they want you to use like simple, small words, and they want you to write at a very low reading level. Actually, that's the next one is the reading level. So this was written at a first grade reading level. So good job, Devin, in your dumb
There's
subject line.
actually, I want to touch on the reading level thing for a second, because so obviously we have our marketers over at Scup using this tool as well. We have a copywriter who focuses specifically on email, And I think he actually took this a little too far to where he's not a native English speaker. He speaks English very well. I would say he's fluent, but he's not native. So when he was using this tool, a few of the sentences came out like country bumpkin, you know? Like, so just be weary, you know, when you are using this, like make it that easy to understand reading level, but don't make it sound too redneck either, which I like. Now I feel like I'm being offensive saying that rednecks have low reading levels.
All right. So basically you want to make it so that rednecks can read it. All right. So that's the second one.
Oh shit, shots fired.
Third one is length. So how many words your subject line is less important than the right words. Keep it specific, but yeah, don't want to make it too short. You don't want to make it too long. So basically that's what it judges there. They want to make sure here it has a little preview. So if you have too many words, you might be cut off on mobile, like visually when people actually look at the email. So this will show you what it looks like there. So for example, on the mobile, it says how to make 100K wit. So that's something that we might consider if we tweak the subject line to get it all in there.
Bro,
sentiment.
Imagine if you could do, like, I know that's not possible, but just imagine if you could customize subject lines based on the device. Come on, Apple, where are you at? Like, charge us to do that or something with your new ad platform. I don't know.
So you got the sentiment. If you have a positive sentiment, neutral, whatever. It says they don't want you to do a fake re or forward. So no fake stuff like that. They don't like that. Make sure that you don't have the word free in the subject lines. That's a big trigger. They want to make sure you don't have any spammy words found, no bad tab words found.
So
these are
is
things
that
that are
like
going to land
something
you in
that's
promotions.
likely to get you a promotion? Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Exactly. They don't want you to use exclamation marks.
That's
so
why I
that
put
was
that there.
wrong.
I knew it was bad. I thought it would give us a bad score.
Yeah. No all caps words found. So yeah, you don't want to do like free in big capital letters or anything
with
like that.
18 exclamation points.
Yeah, no excessive punctuation. They want you to do personalization. So for example, I bet if we put in like Clayton, comma, how to do that. Let's see what it says on personalization. It still didn't do it. Maybe I have to do something like this, like first name. I don't know how it actually triggers personalization. Yeah, I don't know. But
Lame.
F name. That's what they want me to put. F your name, bro. Oh no, now I got a B.
God.
Oh.
Guys, what are you doing to us?
Yeah.
Oh, it's because it said it all capital words. It gave you the all capital.
See, I don't even know how to hack this tool. All right, now we're back to an A. All right.
Whatever.
It still says it's not found. But anyway, they want you to put personalization in there. I actually love putting personalization in like a subject line in the email. The more you can, like put their first name in there. It's really good.
Outside of deliverability, though, that is just like so powerful, right? Like even though it helps you hit the inbox, it's like when studies have shown that people's favorite word to hear, the most powerful word they can hear, is their own name. Why wouldn't you utilize it? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, Devin.
Oh, thank you, Clayton.
They like it if you make your subject line a question. They like all lowercase. They want you to throw an emoji in there. So anyway, this tool is really great. But here's the asterisk on this. I try to get all the subject lines in A, but in addition to this being a great tool for testing subject lines, it's a great tool for figuring out in the body of your email if it actually has any spam or promotion tab words. So when I had an email that was hitting my promotions tab when I tested it, then I would take that whole email line by line. I would run it through this tool and I would keep tweaking it. And it's interesting. A lot of the things that you would say as a marketer, like naturally, you're going to want to kind of change up. So for example, the word call, like, hey, book a call is a trigger word here that would put something in the promotions tab. I'll say, interesting. It's not like money or free or buy now or click here. So there's some random words that this tool will detect that'll tell you. And so I had to find interesting ways to change up those lines. Sometimes these lines were like links that I put in every single email, like click here to book a call with us or whatever. So I had to change all of those lines to like set a meeting with us or something like that. I forget what I changed it to. Another example.
And you did like test drive.
Yeah, yeah. Another example is like we wanted to put like get a free trial of Roseanne here. Like that was in a lot of our emails. And so what I did is I changed it to like test drive Roseanne on us. Not free, is on us. So there's lots of creative ways you can say things as a marketer that will pop you over to the main inbox. And it's really hard to say how big of an increase you can get, but from what I've read up on, it could be anywhere from like 10 to 20% more opens. So that's pretty significant. And especially if you think about like your autoresponder emails are going to be going out to like thousands of people over time, like every single day. Like it's worth taking the time to run it through this tool and see if you can get everything up to an A hitting the main inbox, right? So boom, boom, baby. Devin, you have any more comments on this
Let's
one?
go. Nah, I think we covered just about everything. My
Yeah,
only comment is that it seems like a pain in the ass to paste a whole email line by line, but you gotta do what you
yeah.
gotta do to make that money, baby.
Yeah, well, it
This
depends
is
on
why
how
you have your
advanced you
writers
are,
do it.
But I would
You can
assume
get
that if
like
you're
your
listening
VA
to,
to do it.
yeah, if you are a Rowdy Boys listener, I assume that your email list is growing and you're making lots of money from it. So
Your
like,
bank account is massive. You can afford to hire a virtual
yeah,
assistant. The Rowdy Boys have been piling your bank account full of cash, gold, Bitcoin, NFTs, whatever you want.
yes, sir. Okay, so I got two more tools that I'll just run through real quick so you guys can see them. This is one
Let's go.
called Mail Meteor. This is a spam checker. This is another way to see if you're using any kind of spam words that might like put you in the promo tab or actually hit, make you hit the spam tab. So you can also check this out. It's mailmeteor.com/spam-checker. It's another cool one that we've been playing around with, testing out. And then the last one I'll tell you about real quick is this a Gmail tab tester. So what I personally do is I have a couple different emails that I actually send it to my own personal email, and like I don't open a lot of the emails there, so it's kind of like a blank slate. So I send them to my personal emails to see where it hits promo. But this is a tool that you can actually use, and it's going to tell you what tab you would hit if you were sending it. So the way it works is basically it gives you an email address down here. So you would go to your active campaign or MailChimp, and the broadcast that you're about ready to send out, send it to as a test to this weird email, this tabs +33 blah 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 at gapps.emailtest.com. I mean, you guys can't use this. They'll give you a new one every time you reload the page. You send it there and you say you've sent it, you click that button, and then it'll tell you where they think it would go based on whatever magical factors that this tool does.
We could even like
Just
run a test real quick if you want. Send me that email and slot and then the chat.
yeah. Let's do it. Let me load my Slack real quick. So yeah, Devin,
you
if
might
you
as
want
well.
to,
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you have you get active campaign up, or maybe just send something over there so we kind of see what it looks like. Probably
Yeah, I
should
was
have done
just
this
gonna like forward an email.
beforehand.
It's okay.
Yeah, forward an email in there. Yeah. Let me
What
know
did I
when you
do
sent
with
it.
it? All right, you want to reshare your screen back to the thing?
Yes, sir. Let me know
All
when you
right.
sent it.
All right, hold on. I had it pulled up and now I can't find it.
Yeah, it'd
Is
be
it
cool to
this
show you
one?
guys what this actually looks like when you.
All right. From content@scup.net. All right, here we go. Forward, boom. It's that same URL, right? Yeah, the one you sent me. Okay, boom. All right, it's sent.
All right. Let's see if I can click this and see I've sent it. See if it comes up. Hopefully. No. I don't like
Loading.
doing live. I don't like live demos.
Live demos are so stressful. Oh God, it's
Yeah.
still loading. I'm sweating. Does it usually take this long to load?
Yeah, it never works when you do it live. All right.
Yeah.
So
The spam
yeah.
folder, probably because it was a
Spam.
forward.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh no, it's
So
because I did it from devin@smartapps.com. That's why.
oh, that one. Yeah. So look,
Yeah.
this is extremely valuable. Like that, you sent it from an email address that's often going to spam, and guess what this tool told us? Yes, in fact, indeed, it did go to spam. So this is cool. You can check it out. Check it out. litmus.com/gmail-tabs. And so if you want to make sure that you're hitting the inbox, this is a great tool. Cool, man. That's what I got there.
All right. Let me share one more thing with you guys. This is like the final-ish tool that we're using, which isn't actually a tool. but we're putting these things at the bottom of our emails. So yeah, like as you guys can see, I was in my spammed email here, and I just sent that to him. Goofed up. But what we're doing at like the bottom of these emails is we have this large paragraph, and we ran this paragraph through the tools we just showed you to make it like remove all the spam words, remove everything. And the idea of this is it's supposed to like change the ratio of promotional text versus conversational text. So the idea is that like Google's algorithms are more likely to put conversational text in the email inbox. So, and like I said earlier, I think we got this idea from Troy Erickson or something. I can't remember. I think it was like when we were at his live event in Tampa, Florida or something. So Troy's a cool guy. I think he might provide this as a service if you want the service done for you. If you don't want to do it to yourself, do it yourself. I don't know if he actually does that, but hit him up maybe if you're interested. But yeah, it's just like a couple hundred words, very conversational. It's kind of like a little biography, actually. And then it's also a little bit of information about our company, like our values and stuff like that. We try to make it an entertaining read since it's going like at the bottom of every single email. But at the same time, the idea, like I said, is just to make it seem like your email itself is more conversational. So Google views it as like an email from a friend or something, and they make it more likely to hit the inbox. With this, like every other tool that we've shown you today, it has 1000%. Like I know it's made a difference in our deliverability, and I can say that with complete like conviction belief. This, however, when we were testing it, I didn't really see a bump or any difference. So I don't know if it's doing anything, but we're leaving it in there just in case it is. And hopefully it is. That's like it.
Yeah, well, I
Like
mean,
in
if
theory, it makes sense, and I've heard good things from other people about it. But from our testing, like I just haven't seen a huge impact from it yet.
I mean, we wanted to give our audience all the different possible ways that they might be. I mean, if right now, if like 90% of your marketing emails are going to promo tab, I can think of one situation right now where one of our potential listeners has a massive email list and they have not done these things and they are going to promo tab all the time. If they were to implement these things, and potentially including that last one, just all out brute force ninja every
Yeah.
single way you could, and they were able to get it. They could see like a massive impact on their business just by changing email, not changing their pricing structure, coming out new products or anything, literally just taking this 25-30 minute podcast and implementing these few tools. I mean, over the course of a year, I mean, we could be talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars of difference. So
Dude, and
could be
that's
pretty
why
amazing.
this is why this is so important, because it's like it doesn't really cost money to do, but it can make you so much fucking money. Like it's crazy. You need to be doing this. Like if you're email marketing, which you should be, and like Clayton said earlier, do SMS too. Go to roseanne.com, sign up for a 14-day test drive on us. But yeah, it's like just do it. I mean, it's going to make you more money. Like if you want to be the best, right? If you want to make the most money, if you want those 6 fucking cars, trips, whatever you want, like that nice Gucci underwear. I don't know what people want.
Gucci underwear. That's exactly what I dreamed of every
like,
night.
dude, but think about it. It's like there's money sitting around waiting for you to grab it, and people aren't using it and are doing it right. At the very least, like at least use the mail warming tools. You should definitely be using the subject line checker and the mail meteor stuff to check how your emails looks like in the eyes of Google too. But at the very least, like start warming up your emails, and then also buy a couple domains as backup emails. Like that alone will just make sure that if anything happens or like an email does get messed up, you're able to switch and you have no downtime. But hitting that inbox every time is important. And that's why it's important to use all these tools together. Like every single email we send, it goes through all of this. Okay. Like we're not doing it. Our team's doing it now, thankfully, because I would have to go crazy if I had to do it. But, it's worth doing just because let's say, you're selling a $9.97 product, right? Like, and you're doing a long promotion. Just by following these steps, you can easily make an extra $10,000. Like if your email list is big enough, right? So And if your email list is massive, it could be like even more. It could be an extra $20,000, $30,000 just from following these steps. So there's really no excuse not to do it. I mean, other than being lazy, which, look, if you would rather be lazy and not spend 5 minutes doing this, feel free, whatever, you know? So I don't know, but do you have anything to add on what we've covered today, Clayton? You want to go through all the tools again and everything, or?
No. We're good. I hope you guys
All
enjoyed
right.
this episode. This is like a little bit different. Let us know what you think about these tools and this type of episode with some screen sharing and whatnot. And if you have any email deliverability tips, I would also love to hear that in the comments. You know, Rowdy
Yeah,
Boys
hell
is not
yeah.
just us. We need some
We're
rowdy
Rowdy Nation.
Rowdy Nation, Rowdy community going on here. So I know we got some smart marketers listening. So I'd love to hear what your tricks are
Well,
as well. So
yeah, and just to cover up, like, quick roundup, guys. Important things is having multiple email addresses ready at any given time. Think of it like having a Facebook ad account. You will always want to have backup Facebook ad accounts in case one gets banned, or a Google ad account or whatever, right? Use different emails for different things. So it's totally like don't send like support emails from your marketing email address and things like that. Constantly warming up your emails never stops. Like, you should always be warming up your emails, even when you think they're warm. Okay, you still need to use a mail warming tool to keep like your conversation ratio high, so you continue to hit the inbox. The tools that we use are mailreach.com, sendcheckit.com, mailmeteor.com/spam-checker, and litmus.com/gmail-tabs. And we'll put the links for all those in the description on the podcast platforms and on YouTube, guys. And now I have a question. If you haven't yet liked, commented, and subscribed on YouTube, just say it normally. What are you doing?
what are you doing?
What are you fucking doing, guys? It's totally stupid to not be subscribed, because then you wouldn't get sick shit like this, and you're going to stay fucking broke forever. You're going to have to
and
go
all your
live.
emails are going to go to the spam, and they're going to go to promotions, and no one's ever going to open them. It's horrible.
People are going to talk about it behind your back. They're going to be like, did you know that so-and-so is hitting spam?
Dude, they're actually not. Here's the worst thing. They're not even talking about you at all.
Damn,
you basically don't exist.
Shit. But our point is, guys, is make sure if you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. Okay. All right. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, I actually say it's time to switch to Spotify now, because Spotify supports video. But if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, make sure you like or comment and leave a 5-star review. Or sorry, Jesus Christ, subscribe and leave a 5-star review with text. If you're on Spotify, make sure you leave a 5-star review and subscribe, or I think they call it follow over there. Just make sure you do all that shit. And if you want sick tips like this to your inbox, go to rowdyboys.net, enter your email, and we'll email you out all of our episodes and shirtless pictures of me, because Clayton, I'm going to be jacked by the time I get down there, bro. I'm working on it every day. That's it. That's it for today's Rowdy Boys episode. Let's do the Rowdy fist bump through the screen. Boom. Man, that's a big ass hand you got there, bro. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next Rowdy Boys episode.
See you guys. Cheers.